Everyone knows that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the greatest video game ever made. Look at how much fun the Ken player is having here. Yeah, come on, man, you could do it. Now keep trying, you'll get the stock eventually. One must imagine the Ken player happy. Oh, he got a stock, you guys. This could be big. This could be big.
This game sucks!
Get the fuck out of my house!
Nah, you know what, man? Maybe Chris is right. I mean, look at this roster. It's got no characters, alright? We got Robin and Joker, but no Batman? We got Rosalina and Luma? Oh, sorry, I didn't know we were allowed to bring a +1. And on that note, do not get me started on you two. You know why you can't be here. You have one game. I mean, Corin, Min, Mr. Game & Watch, that guy's not even real. They made him up for Smash. You know, back before Melee, it used to be special to be in Smashy Bros. There was a sanctity to it. That was when we were requesting real characters, like James Bond from GoldenEye. But I'm here to bring back the glory days. I'm here to add characters that the people really want. None of this Ridley garbage, alright? We're talking real Nintendo characters from real video games. And it starts right now. Need I even introduce our first character? This is Stanley the Bugman, protagonist of Donkey Kong 3 for the arcades. I can't imagine that any of you need an introduction. I mean, come on, he's from the Donkey Kong arcade games. Every character from that series is just infinitely popular and will never be shafted in favor of a smaller, newer kid on the block. All pretense aside, I actually really like Stan the Bugman's design. I love the overalls and shirt, kind of keeping him in line with Mario and Luigi, except he's a little kid, so he doesn't have the gloves, but he does have the shoes also. I don't know, something about him just really works for me. It kind of reminds me of like what Mario and Peach's kid might look like. But that's just a theory. But with that, I am almost done with this piece. Did not take very long, as this was mostly just a proof of concept. But I think it turned out pretty great, as you'll see in just a second. And there we have it. Now, what you might be noticing is I didn't show you how I added the text, and that's because the process was hell. I will show you it for one word, and you will immediately understand why I did not record it for everything else. See, for some godforsaken reason, rather than just trying to find a way to get the font normally, I insisted on doing everything through an app that I already use because I didn't want to have to learn anything new, which meant taking an image of every letter in the font that Smash uses for its character reveals, and then moving each letter one by one into place. Was this the best method? No. But did it get the best result? Also probably not. But was it the most convenient method? Also probably not. Next up, we have Pizza Pasta. Everyone knows that Pizza Pasta is the icon behind the Punch-Out franchise. He debuted in the arcade version of Punch-Out, and he's been in, let me check my notes here, 0 games ever since. That's odd. I don't understand. Why would they do that to Pizza Pasta? I mean, what character is more deserving of being in a video game than Pizza Pasta? I don't even understand why they added Little Mac before this guy. I mean, this is an icon. He defined the industry. The Italians still point to Pizza Pasta as the pinnacle of Italian-American representation. I don't understand. Nintendo and Sakurai's baffling decisions aside, I do my best to show Pizza Pasta the love he deserves with that nice little Italian flag kind of background. The splattery effect almost makes it look like a margarita pizza, I think. I'd like to imagine that if Pizza Pasta saw what I did for him, he would be happy. No time to dwell on my unrequited love for Pizza Pasta, though, because next we have Master Higgins from Adventure Island. What do you mean you don't know Master Higgins from Adventure Island? What are you, stupid? I mean, the Adventure Island series is pretty important. Did you know the last game on the Nintendo Famicom was actually Adventure Island 4? I bet you didn't know that. You don't know anything, man. God, I can't take you anywhere. Why do you not know these things? Christ. Unfortunately for you, this drawing took the longest, so we're gonna be here for a while, and that gives me plenty of time to talk about Master Higgins. I don't understand why Nintendo won't recognize Master Higgins, but they're willing to put ice climbers in Smash. This one isn't a bit, I'm not doing a funny joke here. This is a more important character to Nintendo's history than ice climbers by like a country mile. It really isn't close. Again, 1 game versus 4 games. At the most basic level, I don't get it. I don't really understand why Master Higgins doesn't have nipples, but that's not my business, and I know better than to go asking questions I don't want the answer to. The pose I went for is a bit of a more dramatic take on one of the reference images that I used. It took a bit of finicking with the proportions to get to where I was happy with it. The head is a little bit small right now, but I do my best to fix it. It's a very stubby kind of design. It also seems like he's taking a lot of cues from caveman aesthetics with the little grass skirt and the weird stone axe thing he's got, but then he's also got a baseball cap kind of thing going on. I don't really understand it, and again, I'm not in the business of asking questions I don't want the answers to, so I'll leave him be, but yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this guy. I mean, I still don't entirely understand why he's Master Higgins. What is he the master of exactly? Does he own slaves? Is Nintendo endorsing slavery?
He was asking too many questions.
I've been in kind of a Family Guy mood lately, I don't know why. The only other thing of note I can think to say here is, as you're about to see, I realize that the thumb position here is very odd, and so I do my best to fix it. I don't know why, but when I was sketching it, it looked so right, and then I started working on the line art and realized that's just not sensical at all. This is one of the biggest problems that artists don't really know how to articulate when it comes to perspective. Hands in particular are a great litmus test for it, but in general, when you're trying to draw something at a dynamic angle, it starts to take weird, warped shapes that you didn't think that the original object would be able to take. The thumb is really annoying in that way, but it's just kind of a symptom of drawing in warped perspectives altogether. I mean, obviously Master Higgins' left hand isn't 3 times the size of his right, but when I'm working in this perspective, that's how it comes across, and because of that, every little detail of that hand is going to be scrutinized doubly. Did I end up accomplishing the drawing of a hand so beyond reproach that it can be that big without drawing attention to it? I don't know, do you think that hand looks off? Let me know in the comments, where you can be sure to harass me, because like I'm a stranger and I can't really do anything about it, so you know, go ham, do your worst, call me names. And while you're busy typing away your little hateful comment, I'll continue on the line art. One thing I didn't notice while I was originally sketching is the hair on the other side of his head was missing, so I go ahead and add that. You'll notice I start with very thin lines and then kind of add the thickness later. I think getting the general placement of the lines first and then adding the proper line weight is just a more efficient method. Then again, I don't really know a thing or two about efficiency. Every drawing I do takes like 5 times as long as it probably should. This drawing, however, or at least the line art for it, is getting pretty close to done, which means we're about to move on to coloring. And I really do like Master Higgins' color palette. I think the white head is a bold choice, but it ends up fitting him pretty well, especially because of his more tan skin contrasting it. I don't really understand what the design on his hat is doing. He's got like a B in it, I don't really get it, but it doesn't look bad, I guess. I would just put like an M there, but I guess like an M hat on a Nintendo character is kind of taken. But that said, again, the design that they actually go with this little B, while overly detailed for how small it is fine. I end up drawing it at a larger size and shrinking it down to make sure I get it right, but even if I just kind of fudged it, you probably wouldn't be able to tell from the scale. The shading was also a pretty easy enterprise, nothing to really talk about there. Besides the axe, you'll notice I do add a little bit more of the lines for the cracks on the stone. I give it a little shine that it kind of has in the reference art. It gives it some nice depth. I think it looks pretty good. The background, I go with a kind of naturey sort of look, nothing too crazy, and with that, we're done. The only other thing of note is I zoom in a bit more to make him fit with the little splash screen art, but the full drawing includes much more of his body. But at this point, you might be noticing that I've yet to include any third-party characters, and there are a lot of them that people really want in Smash. Don't worry, though. I shall oblige. I know what the people want. The people want Stewie Griffin from Family Guy.
What the fuck?
So, if you were to ask me, why really did I choose to draw Stewie Griffin as one of the 4 characters for a video that really has nothing to do with him, the only answer I could give you would be, I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny at the time, and I'll be honest, I still think it's kind of funny now. Look at him. He doesn't belong here. Oh, and fun fact, I actually looked up a reference image just to figure out how many strands of hair are supposed to be on his head. I think I got the number right. Honestly, I don't remember and can't be bothered to check now. He looks alright, though. It actually kind of reminds me more of Stewie's earlier, eviler design, which, I don't know, that feels fitting for Smash. Sakurai actually refused to add Pac-Man unless he was allowed to choose his favorite version of Pac-Man's design. So maybe in this hypothetical alternate universe where Stewie gets in, Sakurai demands that Seth MacFarlane let him portray Stewie as he was originally conceived, with that kind of evil, monomaniacal focus on killing his mom and not being gay for his teddy bear. Family Guy's a weird show. In any case, we're just about done with Stewie here, and the video itself is just about done as well. And I gotta say, looking back, I think this whole exercise is a great example of why being an artist can be so empowering. Sure, in the real world, Master Higgins is not a playable character in Super Smash Bros., but through my art, I can make it look like he is, kinda. I think that's what artists should really be focusing on. I don't mean to impart my own worldview onto every other artist, but I think that's a great use of our craft, really, trying to construct a reality that we enjoy more. That's why I love storytelling so much. But this story, my friends, is coming to a close. So I'll see you all in the next video.
I want to dress up like a clown.